As we are being riddled right now in Eretz Israel with a tremendous amount of missiles from this evil country that's known as Iran, I think we have to stop and pay note to something very interesting. Because the night before we actually went and attacked Iran, Netanyahu actually went to the Kotel and he let out a tefillah and he put a petek, he put a little note into the Kotel, as the custom as many people like to do. And inside of the note it says, "En am kilavi yakum u'ke'ari naseh," what he called this miftzah, that we are referring to a lion that is coming up. It was a process that they've been working on for many years, and obviously there was a certain fear in the air. And believe it or not, that even our prime minister would go ahead and do such a thing. There was only one other prime minister who was so connected to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and to acknowledging the real source of where this all comes from was Menachem Begin. So that is what needs to be paid note of. Believe it or not, I actually was told that, from someone who knows inside, that night the Kfutza, everybody who was in there together after they made a decision to go ahead with the attack, actually said a lot of kapitlach of Tehillim. They almost finished the Sefer of Tehillim together in order to make sure that it worked. And as we all know, it worked, as they themselves say, much better than they expected. They did not even realize how many results they would actually get away with. Now, when we look into that pasuk of En Am Kilavi Yakum, which of course is in Parshat Balak by the klalot or the brachot of Bil'am, the Targum says it's referring to a young cub who in the beginning conquers a little bit, and as he grows older is able to conquer a little bit more and more and more, until eventually he's able to conquer everything. Ad Kedei Kach, that the Rabbeinu Bachaya brings from the Even Ezer, that says that it reminds us, and it says that it is similar to a milchama shelo nishma kamoa, a milchama that we never heard of it, shelo nifkad ish miYisrael, that B'ezrat Hashem nobody chas v'shalom should be hurt, that we shouldn't find any casualties. But metu kol chamesh malachim, and they were able to go ahead and conquer all the 5 kings during the war that was in the time of Midian. Now, who are these 5 kings? Well, let's think about it, guys. There's Iran, there's Syria, there's the Hezbollah, which is in Lebanon, there's Hamas, and there's the Chutim, the Teimanim, which they just got rid of someone very big these days. So those are the 5 kings. So we have a certain type of understanding from this pasuk that B'ezrat Hashem, this lion should be able to go ahead and conquer this Gur Aryeh. And how is it able to be done? So we know that the Midrash writes, as Rashi brings over there in that pasuk, that the idea of the Aryeh is the one who wakes up in the morning, the first thing that he does, he says, Kriyat Shema, puts on tefillin and tzitzit, and when he goes to sleep, he immediately says, Biyadcha Avkad Roshi. In other words, the theme of the lion, of the way of success, of the way of being able to conquer, is by Kabbalat Ol Malchut Shamayim. When a person accepts the Malchut of Shamayim, he realizes that everything comes from up above, then you're going to be in good shape. And it protects you when you're sleeping at night. Elef L'cha Shlomo, that even when Shlomo Melech was sleeping, he had protection. Why does saying Modeh Ani in the morning, or Biyad Chavkad Efkod Roshi, or putting on tefillin, or being Mekabel Ol Malchut Shamayim save you at nighttime? So the reason seems to be pashut, because when a person is a slave, he's always a slave. No matter what situation, even when he's sleeping and not working, he's still called a slave. If you're working as an employee somewhere, so it's only in as much as you're working there. But in as much as you stop working, you're not an employee. A slave has a different name. He is a Shem Eved. We refer to him as an Eved, a slave. And it doesn't matter his position. And therefore, even when we are here sleeping at night, as we did on Thursday night, and we woke up in the morning and we found out, wow, look what happened. Incredible amount of casualties that happened, Baruch Hashem, on the other side. It came from the fact that we go ahead and put ourselves in the hands of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and that being a slave. With that, I want to mention one quick note, and an important one, and that is when we're speaking about Parshat Balak, or the brachot of Bil'am, when he gave us the brachot, the Khatam Sofer says an incredible thing which is directly connected to this concept, and that is that he says that all the Torah had eyewitnesses to it. Everything that happened, all the wonderful nisim and things that happened, had eyewitnesses to it. Whether it was the 10 plagues, whether it was the giving of Matan Torah, whether it was Kriyat Yam Suf, all the things that occurred in the Midbar, whether it was the man, the ananim, the water that came out of the bear, we all had eyewitnesses to it. It was all things that we saw. And it was just penned inside of the Torah through Kadosh Baruch Hu telling Moshe Rabbeinu. There's one thing that we only know because it was written in the Torah, he says, we would have never known about it had it not been written in the Torah, and that is the brachot of Bilam, the turning over of all his klolot to brachot. This man was a monster. He was able to win every war. He never lost Bilam, and this is the one time where he wasn't able to succeed, and we never even knew about it. This is an incredible phenomenon. The only reason we found out about it is because it was written in the Torah. Many people have viruses that go ahead in their body and you don't even realize it hits. Lo aleinu, until something very deadly happens. But our body is constantly fighting different bacteria and viruses that are coming in, and we don't even know it to appreciate it. It's much easier to appreciate things that we see with our eyes. But sometimes we have to also appreciate things that we don't even notice, because our vision doesn't always tell us the facts. We don't always know what we see. Bilam was cursing us, we didn't even know about it, but it was happening that we were being protected by HaKadosh Baruch Hu. In the middle of Iran, there was an Israeli base preparing hundreds of drones to knock off all these loonies in order to be able to destroy them and completely wipe out any type of anti-aircraft missiles, and it was under their nose. What's so funny is Iran is the busiest country knocking off potential spies, usually wrong ones. They kill people, they hang people ruthlessly without any type of restriction. They completely do it, and underneath their nose there was a whole enterprise that was going on that was about to destroy them. How can that be? Because the Kadosh Baruch Hu closed their eyes that they should not be able to see. Hagar couldn't see the water that was there until v'tipakcha einea. You can't see until the Kadosh Baruch Hu is poteach eineim shel ivrim, until He opens up our eyes. Not only what we see is the facts, but even things that we don't see. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is always behind us, even when we don't know about it. Therefore, it doesn't make a difference if we're sleeping or awake. Biyadcha afkid roshi. We personally, I know for a fact, I feel in danger right now. We're always worried every second there's another siren. But there's no more fear today than there was 2 days ago. The fear is the same thing. That anybody wants to kill us, everybody's out to kill us, and we don't see it. So there's no difference if we see it or not. If a lion is behind you and you don't know he's there, you're not scared, but it's still a scary scenario. Your eyes are not the one that's koveya. It's not the one that makes the difference. What makes the difference is you. It's understanding that it's a HaKadosh Baruch Hu, knowing that we're always protected, whether it's in what we usually advertise, the things that we see, but to realize that also the things that are behind the scenes, the klalot of Bilam, or the fact that they can't see what they're seeing, or what we are surrounded by on a constant basis. And not knowing is something to stop, appreciate, to know, yes, we're in a deadly war, a scary one, but sometimes it makes us stop and appreciate, wow, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you've been protecting us up until now.